I think our India strategist has obviously been concerned about the growth, which is now played out as you saw in the last month's numbers, and two, the inaction on the part of the government to deal with the fiscal situation, as well as interest rates obviously being too high to deal with our present situation. And I think obviously the worry continues. The worry continues for him that unless we get our fiscal house in order, things are going to be difficult for us going forward. My personal view is I think we have 15 to 17 more months of elections.
Yes.
I think the government's taking steps. September, October, we saw the first move on that front. I genuinely think the new finance minister will make an effort to try and get the house in order. How much he succeeds will, of course, be how Parliament behaves, as well as how the markets behave. Because part of his tall order is to try and raise money in the disinvestment process, and that's clearly market-driven. But I was bearish. I have personally been quite negative too. If you read what I've said in the past year or so. But in the last 3 to 4 months, not only because of the spike in the market going up, I genuinely believe that we will see things improve. My flippant answer should be, God, I'm also confused. But having said that, I think part of it has been the fact that alternatives aren't that many. So maybe other. I remember when we saw Manmohan Singh on the cover of Time magazine and this comment about what does the title say? About being ineffective. I think it was rather unfair because vis-a-vis the other emerging markets, it wasn't as if we were in the doghouse and others were doing a lot better. So I think it's also got to do with alternatives were fewer. So with global liquidity being so strong, market has seen us bring in money. Secondly, I think some of the money which has come in actually has been via fundraising for certain blocks and some good blocks. So Citi divested $2 billion worth of HDFC, Carlyle did the same. So we've seen money chasing good companies. And if you go back to the 90s when I first came to India, independent of the macro, you had some great companies where people were investing in. I think that's probably what's happened this year. Is independent of the macro being not that great, if you had an opportunity to invest in good companies, you may take the FMCG sector for example. Hindustan Lever has doubled in the last 52 weeks. Godrej has probably done something similar. So I think individual companies have done well, independent of the macro. I think it's part of our overall strategy. I think if you were to recollect, 6 years ago we had 0 licenses, or we had inactive. Some of them were inactive. We've reactivated our securities license, so memberships. We have the investment banking, we have wealth management, and I think to be a full-service bank, we required the bank branch. So will we be involved in the banking services? Absolutely. This kind of completes a loop for our clients.
But not retail.
But not retail. No.
So you don't need too many branches.
As of now, we don't envision a need for. As of now,
but still, there is any minimum critical mass that you are looking for in terms of branches?
It's hard to say right now. I mean, we're still digesting the one branch which we have here, and which is touch wood. Genuinely speaking, has done well in the first year, and that's public. Our numbers are public.